You know, it's weird. Whenever I'm playing games for hours on end, my hands start to really stink. I always thought my controller just always stunk. I never cleaned it, but it doesn't really smell. It smells like rubber. I don't get where the smell's coming from. What's going on, guys? My name's Corey, aka Scarn, and today we're going to be talking about the best controller settings on PC to help you aim better. And these settings, I played around with a lot of... Do you mind? Oh Lord, bear me patience. So I played around a lot with different settings when it comes to your aim assist for your controller, and I feel like I've dialed in the perfect combination that really has surprised me. The second that I switched these settings specifically, it literally changed my game. I felt like I would just turned on some sort of cheat code and I was using some sort of aimbot setting. I don't even know what happened. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration, obviously. It doesn't mean you're gonna hit 100% of your shots, but I found when you tinker with a few settings when it comes to your aim assist, you feel slight differences. Maybe sometimes you don't feel difference at all. Maybe sometimes it makes it absolutely terrible. But with these setting combinations specifically, I noticed a massive improvement in my shot accuracy. And for those of you who are wondering what kind of controller I do use a specific controller. I have made a video on this before, which I will link somewhere up here or there. I don't know where it goes, but I use the Xbox Elite controller. It's the Series 1, not the Series 2, which is what the video is about specifically. But anyways, that's the physical layout, what my controller looks like. So let's dive into Warzone and look at the settings that I specifically use that I suggest you start using as well. And the first thing we're going to look at is our field of view. What's more important in this is actually in the advanced tab, but I want to get across to in your field of view. This is preference, but it will have an effect on what we'll do next. I have mine set to 120, which means I'm getting the most field of view you can get in the entire game. Common misconception out there is that at 120 or around that range, you lose aim assist. That is 100% not true at all. I've used 120 for quite a while now, and I have never had an issue with aim assist past the aim assist bugs that everyone gets when they randomly lose it. Now, as you can see in this box over here, it shows you what exactly you're going to be seeing in comparison to other field of view values. 80 is your standard console setting, and unfortunately for console, you cannot change the setting. And there's gonna be some other settings in here that you may not be able to change for console as well. So this might be more geared towards PC controller gamers specifically. I would say if you're on controller, anywhere between this 100 to 120 range is where you would want to be, so you make sure you're getting enough of that map in your screen as possible so you can see most of your surroundings. But like I said, 120 is where I'm at because I want the most field of view as possible. Now in your advanced tab, you're going to see independent or affected. Now, to my knowledge, I see most gamers using affected because this is going to have the least dramatic, I would say, change when you are ADSing. Now, I'm going to be showing you a side-by-side comparison as to what affected does compared to independent. As far as affected goes, affected is aiming down sight zooms to a value closer to the field of view setting. So basically, since I'm at 120, when at ADS, I'm going to be ADSing to a zoomed in value that stays close to what I'm seeing with that 120 field of view, and it's going to feel what's most natural, as opposed to independent, where aiming down sights zooms to field of view to its usual value. Now, usual value being what I mentioned before is your 80 field of view, which is the standard. It's what you open up this game and it's already set at for you because that's what console is locked in at. So if you're on console, these settings will not apply to you. Your ADS is going to feel natural and zoomed in relevant to your field of view. If you're on PC and you have this 120 setting or somewhere close to it and have it set to independent, when you zoom in, it's going to shoot you in closer to that standard value around that 80 field of view. And to show you exactly what I mean, I have pulled up a private match here. Grab my controller, and I will show you in here, we have our sight already ready to aim down on our target, which is X, because X always marks the spot. And if we zoom in with affected at 120 field of view, you'll see that obviously it zooms in, the target gets bigger because that's what happens naturally in this game, and it feels pretty natural. Now, if we switch that to independent, you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes to that more abrupt and can feel a little awkward at first zoom when you ADS. Now you see there is a drastic difference between the two. When you zoom in like this, it's almost like you have equipped on a 3x zoom scope on your gun. Now for me personally, this is the setting that I use. This allows me, if I want to keep on an iron sight, get that zoomed in effect as if I was using a scope, while also leaving open an attachment slot for me to use wherever else on the gun that I prefer. And as we go through more settings I'll explain later, I feel like the combination between this and some of the other ones that we're going to talk about really helps dial in that perfect aim assist balance to where you're hitting most of your shots. And now for comparison, I'll put the two side by side so you can see here on the left we have affected, and like we showed before, this is the most natural zoom and what's going to feel probably best starting off. And then here on the right we have the independent, where it's more abrupt, but I feel like in the end, once you are used to it, it has the most advantages out of all of them, especially if you're at the wider field of views. Now going back into our settings here, we'll go over to the controller tab, and I'll quickly brush over these first few settings. Dead zone, there's also a misconception out there about what that should be set at. There is no one size fits all for dead zone. That is all up to your controller and the stick drift. And basically what your stick drift is on your controller, your aiming joystick will have a natural stick drift to where when it's sitting in place, there's something inside the mechanics of the controller that's loose, and when it sits naturally, your avatar in the game will be drifting ever so slightly. So you set this dead zone to where the dead zone, the higher the value, the more you can move this stick from center point and it won't affect anything. I have a pretty good stick drift. I mean, this controller is built very well. So that's why my value is very low. And so almost immediately as I start moving my joystick, I start seeing my avatar move as well. This also is very much preference. I'm not gonna go too much into that. I will say I feel lower is better because it helps you stay more consistent when you're trying to hit your shots. Now, mine's probably a tick or two higher than most pro gamers you'll see, but that's because I do like to have the flexibility when I'm not ADSing to move around more quickly and freely. Same goes for your ADS sensitivity. Mine actually for this might be lower than most gamers you see out there, because when I'm ADSing specifically is when I want there to be less room for error. So with the lower values here, when I'm ADSing, my reticle moves slower and it's easier for me to control it. Now here is the big one. On top of the independent field of view ADS, your aim response curve type. I think this right here was the game changer. I don't know if it was this setting specifically or the two combined, but I think I switched a magic button. I didn't even need to like have my hands on the controller. I just looked at it and it was just shooting my enemies for me. I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration, but I'm not hacking, I promise. I don't think there's even any hacks out there that can just shoot for you hands-free, okay? So calm down. But anyways, I digress. But with dynamic, you're getting the reverse S-curve mapping, and obviously, like it says, it's for more fine aim rate control. So with this setting, I promise you, my accuracy has been beyond what it's ever been. I barely even need to like move my joystick as I'm trying to track my player. Tracking players has been my biggest weakness within Warzone. And I know for many gamers out there, that is the biggest struggle, is being able to lock onto your target when you first ADS and track them the full way through to consistently hit your shots. With standard, I could somewhat keep it there, but when it comes to the fine aim rate control within this reverse S-curve mapping in the dynamic setting, it's magic. I see now maybe why keyboard and mouse players complain about. No, I still don't see it. But anyways, if there was a setting that I would think is most important out of all these I'm going over, the aim response curve type would probably be the one that I would focus on the most, and I would try it out. If you haven't tried out dynamic before, try it out. Go into, usually what I like to do to get the most accurate representation of what it's going to look like in Warzone is I drop into a plunder match. You get unlimited lives, you're still having to rip off shield before you can hit your enemy, and it's the most accurate representation of what that gun is going to feel like in an actual Warzone game. And let me know down in the comments below. Try out these settings and let me know if you feel like they've drastically helped you or if you just feel totally lost with them. I feel like if you haven't used them before, then you're gonna really like it. You're gonna like it. And next, your aim assist. If there is one out of the box type setting that I'm going to leave, it's going to be your aim assist standard. For whatever reason, Call of Duty has made their standard layout within their aim assist the best out of all of them. The precision and focusing, they have their purposes, I guess, but I don't know. Standard is just a perfect balance out of all of them to where that's just where you should stay. And if you're disabling it, then I don't even know why you're on controller to begin with. And then your field of view, aim assist with FOV. I've tried these both out and there's not a huge difference between the two, but disabling it seems to have had the edge for me, so that's what I'm going to leave it on. However, it's one thing to just tell you guys all these things and what you should do. It's another thing to actually show you what it looks like when you use them. So throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to be leaving these highlights for you so you can see what exactly it looks like to be using these settings. All of these highlights you're gonna see are clips that involve these settings and these settings only. So I hope you enjoy these clips. I hope you enjoyed this video. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video is I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. Eastern and on, and I'm going to be starting to stream Saturday mornings as well. So if you have some free time, drop on by, say hello, and let's hang out. And on top of that, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and if you really liked it, turn on that bell and you'll get notified every time I post more videos just like this one. But past all that, guys, make sure you stay on the course, keep grinding. I'll catch you in the next one.
Got 2 down.
Peace out.
Someone's right on the other side of this. Landing.
Dead.
Damn it.
Down one.
Oh, you got hit. I'm done. Oh, I'm up body. I'm like behind you. Oh,
Down one.
Two guys.
Why did we have to do it? I thought. Got one.
Right. Down one.
Down one.
I'm dropping in.
I got them to the wood.
Down him out of the air.
Treasure dog.
Yeah, I see him top window.
By the way.
Ripped him.
Yeah,
Top window.
Found him. Down.
We gotta push that.
yeah.
Ooh, he's one shot in the window. You've got to be kidding me, dude. Down. Oh, that guy's one shot in there.
keep rotating a little bit.
Left, so.
Where are they?
Down one.
Second one.
Down two. The other one has self.
One after
For
you
sure.
go.
Dude's like right here. Down one right here.
There's two here. Went all the way up. Still only took a shot by other people, so. Oh, you got him.